What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today I want to talk to you about ARVL, ticker's ARVL. I want to go over all the fundamentals, technicals, and what the data behind the scenes is all saying to see if there is going to be a further squeeze. I'm going to go over all the stuff you need to know. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. And with that, let's get right to it. So currently down 7.03%. As you can tell, it did recently go through a squeeze. Nothing really operational or fundamental wise. It's just purely because of a very high short interest. So I'm going to go over that as well. Based on this is the intraday options, and unfortunately only puts are being purchased today. So insinuating a little bit more of a downtrend is anticipated, especially this one that is massive. So this is most likely a short, in my opinion at least, who isn't a financial advisor, but most likely this is a short and a very big institution as well, because as you can tell, it looks like it was roughly about, looks like 36,000 call options, or put options I should say, was purchased. So that is very bearish in that regard. I always like to give updates what's happening on the secondary market and also the dark pool. So secondary market, there was 2 transactions being done today, and again it's very close to the bid. So most likely they were sales, unfortunately not necessarily purchasing. And keep in mind, these are the transactions over 100,000, and similar, these are the ones on the dark pool over 100,000, and unfortunately there wasn't anything done today on that regard. But give you a quick update on shorts. So right now the short score is currently 85. The higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening. Utilization is 99.7. So if you ever do need a squeeze, you need a fairly high utilization. You also need a fairly high lot of shares being shorted, and currently 26.35% of the free float is being shorted. Shorts are currently increasing 637,000 shares as of right now, within about 2.5 hours into the trading day. A grand total of 60.63 million shares is being shorted. Cost to borrow still in fact is relatively high. So fundamentally, ARVL does still have everything on paper to have a very good squeeze. But in my opinion at least, I think what recently went down over the last couple of days is abnormal. Normally you need some catalyst, and of course I think it squeezed because of a little bit more optimism on the broader aspect, broader economy, nothing fundamentally because of the business. So you do definitely need that. And on the actual chart, luckily enough, the 100-day moving average is actually saving it from going down. So there's a lot of good support at that stage. Whether it squeezes again, that will most likely depend on the broader economy. There's a lot of big economic indicators coming out this week that could potentially give a little bit more continuation and optimism. And in case you guys are fans of Jim Cramer, I know some people are very much mixed on him, but he is a little bit more broader economy wise bullish. And again, depending on if you're inverse Cramer, that might be bad, depending on whatever it is, but definitely a very interesting component and breakdown for that. Number of retail investors for the most part are still getting in ARVL. So again, that could be a positive sign. Stochastic is still considered very much overbought, but when it comes down to squeeze plays, it does kind of skew the actual indicators a little bit. So I think this is why it's a little bit higher than normal, but you do see a deviation. So red line above the black showing a little bit more of a bearish sentiment behind the scenes. But fundamentally, I think based on the short interest and the broader optimism in the economy, it could potentially continue to trend up. My own opinion, of course. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciated. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships. Link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that said, appreciate all you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on ARVL.